That was the most awkward intro. I think that beats any other intro we've ever done.
Can you guys see what this is?
Oh, that's
You
a.
guys-
Is that Star? Wait,
Can you
is
see
that
who this
Star
is?
Lord?
No.
Oh yeah, it's the Winter Soldier.
Yeah. My
I'm a
kids
nerd.
actually got me this. It was like my birthday present from my kids. They got me this guy, and I don't let them play with him, like at all. So I keep him in his packaging. And then sometimes when they play Transformers, I'll pull him out, and he'll be the bad guy, and I just like kind of go against them. Anyway, welcome to the STiKS. We're excited that all of you are here. I don't even have the stream pulled up yet because I'm that much of a detriment, I guess. But you know, we were joking around in the background. So we're gonna do a recap today of UMG Orlando. You guys gave us like 652,429 questions. We're going to make sure to drop all of those. We're going to answer as many as we can. We're going to have an extended period of questions from Twitter because some of the questions were really, really, really good. Hard for us to answer probably, but good questions. So make sure you guys are tweeting out the stream. We will have an awesome announcement about halfway through the show. There's going to be a big announcement, STiKS related. I mean, we just keep coming with big announcements every week. So we got a big announcement this week. But we're going to start the show off like we normally do. So I'm going to go Fatty Hitch myself. And you are going to say your affiliations in the community, your name, and if you could get away with slapping someone in the face. And I'm not going to make you make it someone in the Call of Duty community because that would be just so much drama on Twitter.
Mean, yeah.
But if you could get away with slapping someone in the face, just slap them and you could just come as hard as you wanted to. They wouldn't slap you back. They wouldn't even dislike you. They just would let you slap them. Like turn the other cheek 100%. Who would it be and why? Fatty, you're first.
All right, my name's Smiling Fatty. I'm your short fat friend here in Utah where it's cold as crap. My affiliations. You can use Fatty for your G Fuel stuff. Yes, use it. Or discount code also on Cinch Gaming, which is awesome. And I cast and make fun of myself. Anyways, if I could slap anybody, you know who it would be? It'd be The Rock. I would just slap him so hard just because that'd be awesome. You know how awesome it would be to say you slapped The Rock and he didn't do anything? Just
yes, that would be pretty dope.
But I like The Rock, by the way. Like it would hurt my feelings to slap him that hard, but at the same time, it'd be like awesome.
Sorry, I just got a good DM. I'll talk about it in a moment.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh, for you.
Go ahead, Hitch.
What's up, guys? My name is Hitch. I am content producer for Optic Intel, and if I could slap anyone in the flipping face, it would be Kim Jong-un.
Oh, that's a good one.
I would slap the North Korea right out of that fool.
You'd slap the North Korea
That's racist.
out of him. Like, that's not even racist. Like, that's
I'm
a
just
plate.
kidding.
A plate.
Slap the North Korea out of him. Interesting. Very, very interesting. All right, so my name is Kingdom Soldier, and I'm sponsored by G Fuel. I have a YouTube channel that just hit 33,000 subscribers this morning, so thank you guys very much for watching my content. This is like my show on my personal Twitch channel. Big changes coming this year. Really exciting. You guys just stay tuned. We'll give you more information as we grow. And I think that's it. I'm not sponsored by Scuff, even though I wear a Scuff hat. And I have a really beautiful Scuff that they sent me. I'm not sponsored by them. If I could slap anyone in the face, I kind of want Goalie to answer this question too, as long as he doesn't say me.
He's going to say you.
Yeah, as long as he doesn't say me. The thing that first came to... I'm just going to say what first came to mind, okay? This is no hate. But I think it would be like foreplay. Just because of how big he is, for the same reasons that Fatty would slap The Rock. I saw Foreplay's video he did for Gamma Gamers TV, and I mean, literally the microphone looked like it was gonna, like it was screaming, like, let me go. I mean, it was he's big, and he did arm
He's a big
wrestling as
boy.
well. All right, thanks. Puckett just tweeted that they're done, so we're about to be flooded with some viewers, hopefully. So I would slap him as hard as I could and maybe try to get him to tear up a little bit. Like a really big dude like that, that's kind of like buff, like having a tear dripping down his face. I would just feel proud of myself for being able to slap somebody that hard. So
He's the nicest guy in the world, though. You would feel bad.
dude, I wouldn't be sponsored by G Fuel if it wasn't for him. It was all him 100%. There was other people that hit him up and that they were looking at, and it was 100% his belief in my role in the community and my desire to grind it out and do what I do that got me sponsored by G Fuel, so I appreciate it. I just actually murdered some green apple. It was delicious. So I want to start the show with Hitch a Ride. This was your first event with Optic Intel, and I know you kind of like split time or whatever. We all saw you on stream, saw the videos that you posted on Optic Intel's channel, and your interview with Nate Shot, which was pretty dope. I think that's like
crazy,
16,000 views already or something like that. What was the event like, and what was it like kind of having a different role at this event for yourself, being a part of the Green Wall, kind of, you know, being in the organization? Was the experience any different than it has been in the past? And what were some of your favorite moments of UMG Orlando?
Okay, yeah, it was a huge weekend for me as far as like increasing what I want to do in this. So I had a talk with Hector a couple times, and he was like, you know, just don't mess up. Don't mess up. This is your chance. And if someone like Hex tells you not to mess up, it's like the most nerve-wracking thing. So I was pretty.
Don't screw up.
I was pretty nervous like the whole weekend. I just tried to get as much content as possible, and we were always recording. And an unfortunate thing that happened is my camera that I just got for Christmas broke midway through the event. It just stopped working, and it's a manufacturer issue. I had all the photographers there look at it and stuff, and we tried everything. So yeah, so I'm gonna have to send that back. So that sucks, but luckily we had another camera there. We had a GoPro that we used for the Inside the Booth series, if you guys saw that. And we basically were trying to just put out what has been written content in the past in video form. And I feel like we did an okay job this weekend, but we definitely all have sat down together and figured out what we need to do for next event. But as far as the event itself, live, I know there was a lot of issues. I didn't hear about this till after the event was over, but I heard there was a lot of issues as far as the stream was concerned and things like that. But live, it wasn't that bad because you can always distract yourself. If nobody's playing on main stage, you can go watch Feature Station, or you can watch one of the open brackets, and it was a pretty good event. And what else did you ask me?
How was the venue?
Venue was great. It wasn't as good as Nashville. Nashville has been my favorite UMG so far, just because it had like the warehouse feel, like a MLG is. If you guys have ever been to an MLG, like a big MLG, whereas this one was like a hotel ballroom feel, and it had like carpet, and like the walls were really yellow. It makes it's hard to like get really good pictures when the lighting is so yellow in the first place. But it was pretty good. I really like the main stage that UMG and MLG have started to go with, where the casters are in that like tinfoil looking backdrop. It's really good for lighting. And then one of the booths was really well lit and the other one wasn't, so that was obnoxious. But luckily Optic was always in the really well lit one. I don't know if that was on purpose or not, but
whoa. COD Illuminati. We can't talk about that. So what was your overall sense of the event overall? Just did you think UMG Orlando was a success? I heard that they had more people present than they have in the past, but do you feel like it was a successful event?
That's really not for me. Honestly, when you're at the event, you don't notice that kind of stuff. At least not for me, because I'm always working. Because because I didn't. It happened in Philly as well, where I was in Philly and I was like, man, that was awesome. It was so cool to be in an event, and then I didn't find out until later that it was just the stream was terrible the whole time, and a bunch of interesting, like a bunch of things like malfunction and stuff like that. Like you don't really know that when you're at the event.
Yeah.
But as far as being at the event, I thought it was awesome. I thought it was great. A bunch of, got to meet a bunch of cool people, and it was cool getting to wear green. I'm not gonna lie, that was kind of cool.
Did people run up to you like, Nate? Oh, you're not Nate Shot.
No,
Fro
that did not
shot.
happen.
Oh, shot.
Fro shot.
Fro shot, yeah.
All right. So, from a viewer's perspective, well, before I give my opinion, I'm just going to announce right now, since we have 1,000 viewers, tomorrow something new will be starting. Well, I'm just going to do it tomorrow, and it may be something that I do regularly. We're going to be doing the STiKS 1v1. And you'll see we'll be promoting it throughout this evening and tomorrow morning. But the STiKS 1v1, I'll be doing a one-on-one interview with Optic Imbo's Money B. And yes, I will be asking him what he's going to do team-wise. And any other questions you guys have for Money B, I will be tweeting. Make sure to follow me on Twitter at Kingdom_Soldier. I will be tweeting out kind of like I do for the STiKS. Place your questions here. I'll be tweeting that out probably first thing in the morning. Give the EU guys a chance to answer, to get some of their questions in as well. So that'll be tomorrow. Imbos will be we'll be doing a one-on-one interview on this channel, and we'll stream it. And of course, it'll go to YouTube for those of you that are going to miss it because you're starting back school. So I just wanted to announce that real quick while we got 1,100 people watching. Fatty, before I say my opinion from a viewer's perspective, what was your opinion of this weekend? And I know you watched some Halo as well, but what was your opinion of UMG Orlando from a viewer's perspective?
I really liked watching the Alpha stream. I thought it was amazing. The Bravo stream, I think there was honestly a solid 4 hours of just commercials at one point, and that was really frustrating. I was really frustrated that they didn't show the Elevate SB game, because there was nothing going on in Bravo when that game was going on, and I thought that was a really important game, and we missed some great plays. Luckily, Friggy was tweeting all the scores and updates, and Matt was watching his feed, and I was in a call with them pretty much the whole time, and so we got to hear what was going on, but that was really frustrating. Other than that, I thought that the casting was good for Alpha. It was great. I pretty much just watched Alpha because of all the problems that was happening in Bravo.
Yeah.
At one point on Bravo, Maze's Realm was casting, and I think he was casting with Aaron, and you couldn't hear a word Aaron was saying. It was like they had shut off his mic. You could barely hear him, and that was really frustrating. It's like, how do you do that? And I don't know.
Yeah.
But other than that, those matches were awesome. It doesn't matter how messed up, or how long the waits were at some points. The matches were amazing, especially getting down to the end where I actually got to sit and spend time watching. I thought it was great.
Yeah. Thank you, Trip FSU, for subscribing to the channel. Welcome to the STiKS family. I'll say that from a viewer's perspective, there was a lot of downtime. There was one moment where I was clicking over to Bravo and there was literally nothing going on, and I was almost like, why is the stream still live? And I know that there's nothing really going on. I kind of tweeted out, I hinted at, maybe somebody should, and I wasn't necessarily saying it should be me, but maybe somebody should stream during one of these events, just stream. And I know Goalie and MLG Roster Mania, aka Air Flying, 2K Ops, I know that they were watching. And maybe I think they had someone else in their call as well, and they were watching it. And it's like, okay, just pop your stream on and watch it, and don't show it on your stream, of course, but you can show Codpedia or Twitter or something. And then in between matches, when there's nothing going on, talk about it. It's almost like a halftime show, where you can switch over to somebody else's channel and watch them discussing when the stream is down, or when Parasite wants to go tell us way too much information, but when he wants to go to the bathroom for a long time and get something to eat, when he wants to take a break. And so we're just watching Optic and Prophecy sit in the booth. You could go somewhere else and ask questions. You could have analysis. The analyst desk at MLG was a really good idea. I think my tweet about it. Benson hopped on there. And then Redneck hopped on there, and it looked like there was like, okay, so maybe they're gonna make this happen eventually at the next UMG event. But I think, like you said, Fatty, the matches themselves were utterly ridiculous. Like,
Oh yeah.
I was very impressed. I asked people to rate this game on Twitter. I probably got almost 100 responses, and the average was 8.5 out of 10. And so there was one like 2 and a 4, because Stem and Cloak or something. I don't know. But I think that I'm very impressed with this game thus far. I've been trying to tell people Black Ops 2 was not Black Ops 2 out of the gate. There had to be changes made to it for it to become the competitive game that people still go back to. I wanted to play it yesterday, but I ended up playing Advanced Warfare because I just was watching so much that I wanted to get involved with it. So I think it was good. I think, UMG was mad at me last time I mentioned some problems that they had on the show, and I know that you guys at UMG work very hard. Matt, Chris, Robert, all of you guys, I know you guys work very hard, and I can say that congratulations on 150K or however many concurrent viewers you had. I think you had a successful event, but there are bugs, and that's a good thing that we have a community that gives you feedback. Sometimes it's a little rage-inducing, but we do have, people
Sometimes.
hated Uplink when it first came out, but even today, like Michael Condrey was like, and remember when people said they hated this game type, and now people are talking about plays that were made specifically in Uplink that they'll never forget. And so I think that we just have to give these things some time. And Advanced Warfare is only, in my opinion, going to get better. There's a lot of ways that it can get better, but I think it's only going to get better. And the diversity of teams playing well, which is what we're about to talk about, shocked everybody this weekend. So starting with Friday, which was the day of the 03s. I mean, this was like the 3-0 day where we started this tournament with Optic getting 3-0'd, Envy getting 3-0'd, and then FaZe getting 3-0'd. I just kind of want to get your guys', and I'll start with you, Hitch. Like, you were there. So, and I know you did a recap, but what was your first reaction, or what was the building even like when these teams that everybody predicted FaZe and Optic to go against each other again at the top, when Optic, FaZe, and Envy all walked out of the gate, not winning a single map? Like, what was your reaction, your personal reaction, and then what was the atmosphere like at the event?
The atmosphere was crazy at the event. I've never seen such a dead crowd when Optics played on Friday. Like, there were obviously there were tons of people there, but they were just dead. Like, they weren't like cheering or anything because Optic was just terrible. And I mean, it was nice to see Revenge win, even though it was against Optic, and it was nice to see all these these teams that have never gotten a chance to prove themselves or never have proved themselves and are finally winning. But to be honest, I don't think I ever saw Envy play all weekend. I think I might have seen them once, because every time I look over, it was just they were just getting destroyed. Like, it'd be already 2-0 the other person's map count, or something like that. So
yeah.
I think I saw them play. I saw a little bit of the FaZe game, but I thought FaZe was just going to take it. So I stopped watching that, and because I had something else to do.
Bracket on Sunday.
Yeah, was that on Sunday?
The game with FaZe and Envy?
I thought that was
Sunday
Saturday
or Saturday.
Might have been Saturday night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
so
losers,
It was crazy. I only saw FaZe play once as well. Very, very weird. It was weird. Everybody, like, no one really knew what to do because it wasn't like one it was like one upset. It was like everyone that was supposed to win just lost. It's probably the weirdest thing I've ever experienced at an event.
It was like a Twilight Zone. Like,
yes, it really was.
It was like, how is this happening? I remember watching Twitter, and of course I got hate, but I think I tweeted out, like, there's nothing like Optic getting 3-0'd for Twitter to be dead. And people were like, screw you, Kingdom, and unfollowed. And I mean, it was like people were raging at me. And then of course you had the true fans that were like, it's okay, we're going to come back. And then they got 3-0'd again. Now, this is where I was in shock. I was like, okay, wait. Optic Gaming just got 3-0'd by two teams that every single person, there's not a single person that I think, even if they said Stunner might do a 3-2, nobody was predicting that Revenge and Stunner were going to 3-0 Optic Game. Like, that was just, and then Envious got 3-0'd by Synergy, by Imbos' team, and then they lost 3-1 to Denial, which, you know, could have been expected. We all thought Denial was going to be in the top in this, but this teams like Synergy, Revenge, and Stunner, I mean, I was just shocked. Fatty, what was your first response when you saw what happened with Optic and Envy on Friday?
I was shocked. I had to go clean my drawers for a minute because they just, yeah. I mean, it was just like one of those things where it was, is this real? Like, I could see Revenge beating them, you know, or not beating them. I could see Revenge putting on a fight. I thought Revenge could take a game.
Yeah.
I mean, and I think that was everybody's maybe guess. You know, I don't think anybody thought it would have gone 3-0 Revenge winning. That was just a shock. I don't even think Pittsburgh would have thought that. Yo, Pittsburgh. But all the teams that went down, it was mind boggling. Like, I honestly didn't know what to think there for a minute. It was just kind of, it was just weird. Bananas. It was weird, is what it was, and it was like
awkward. Yeah,
awkward, just like this conversation.
It was, yeah. So I'm looking at the pools on Codpedia, and Pool A, we all predicted Optic Gaming. I think I had second Aware as second place in that pool. And if TCM made it in, I thought they would get third. So that pool just ended up completely different. It was like Stunner, Optic, and then Aware. And I want to go back to that pool in a moment. Group B, Team Caliber, 4-0. Did you guys expect TK to do that good in pool play, or did you think it would kind of be a grind for them to get out of pool play and into the bracket play?
I kind of didn't. I don't know. I thought TK would do good just because last event they did good, and I think they're purely an event team. We'll see if that changes being in Atlanta together. But you know, I expected Team Caliber to do good. I was thinking more along the lines of 2-2, 3-1.
Mm-hmm.
I thought Strictly Business would draw even. I was, you know, happy that they were 3-1. FaZe is really what shocked me, and AR shocked me. I didn't even know if they would take 2. And their run towards the end was amazing.
If AR made the championship bracket, do you guys, instead of SB, do you think they would have went farther in the tournament? Because they ended up losing to DT in losers. Do you think they would have went farther in the tournament, or do you think they did as good as they can do at this point, like as a LAN team? Either one of you.
Hitch.
Nah, you're answering now.
They got 3-0'd by DT Esports. But you got to think, DT also 3-0'd Epsilon.
DT is not bad.
Well, and DT almost qualified.
Yeah,
at Columbus.
So Dream Team, you know, I don't think AR losing to Dream Team is a bad thing. I mean, it's not like they lost to, I don't know, my team. You know, not that I have a team, but at the same time, I do think they probably need to switch something up. You know, we'll see, and it's basically all going to be about the league now, and they're definitely not playing good online, and they're going to end up right down there at the bottom where Optic Nation is now. And I think we're going to see Optic Nation pick it up. We'll talk about that later. But
yeah, we hope so.
Let's see.
So Group C, Hitch, Synergy, 4-0 with the second best record, and this is Imbos' team, with the second best record in the pool play at the event. Over Denial, over Envious, over Rise, over Epsilon. They just went off in their pool. What was the reaction like on site, and did you get to talk to Money B at all? Was he pretty happy? What was his mood like after carrying his pool?
I only got to talk to him on Saturday night,
Mhm.
and he seemed stoked. He seemed confused as well. He seemed confused as the rest of us were. But I mean, he's excited. He's got big moves
Yeah,
coming
of
here
course.
in the future. But I think they played amazing. You can't downplay the play of the other guys either. TCM has always been a solid player. That has just been always been for some reason always had to bounce around to different teams, and obviously Methods is good, and it's just like that whole squad. It just that like goes to show that sometimes you don't need these four powerhouse big name players. You just need four people that can fit together and work out their or play
Yeah.
their own roles. So I think it was surprising, but it was awesome to see. It sucks they went 0-2 in bracket though, after all that work.
Yeah.
This game, like the way the tournaments work, like I guess I like bracket play, like everybody else said, but to see a team, well, no, they beat Strictly Business 3-2 in the quarterfinals, and then they lost to Optic and lost to Justice, so they went 1-2 in bracket play.
Oh, okay.
Which it's good that they won a hard fought series against SB, but then Optic was on a whole nother level on Saturday.
Nobody can Optic.
They were 9-1 on after. Well, we'll talk about that in a second. So before we go back to Group A, and I know there's some questions from Twitter we're going to get about Envious, but was their mood at the venue, was it down, or like were they just not talking to anybody? Like what were they like at the venue after finishing like the way they finished in pool and continuing to be disappointed with how they played? I mean, they beat FaZe, which hopefully got them kind of excited, but then they lost to SB. So what was their overall mood at the venue?
Clay, I talked to him once after, and he just seemed, it's whatever, it's Call of Duty, random things happen. I saw Merc, he seemed upset, and then I didn't see the other two until like way later in the night. So they had obviously everybody was over it at that point. So I'm not sure. Like I said, I don't even remember watching them play. Like if it wasn't for the FaZe game, like they wouldn't have really anything to hold on to. You know what I mean? From this weekend, like at least they beat FaZe. FaZe has nothing. Like, did FaZe do anything this weekend? Did FaZe I think
no. I think they got 3-0'd 3 times. Which is not in any way, shape, or form success for them. It was, and I hate to talk about it, but since it's public, Apathy did a video about it, and he talked about their event. It's called FaZe Chokes Hard Unacceptable. And he used the name STiKS plenty of times in the video.
Well, not only did he use the STiKS, he used Censor too.
Yes, he used Censor, but he always uses Censor's name. I mean, even when they have good tournaments, he says, well, Censor was a detriment, but we won anyway. I think, though, that he used STiKS's name plenty of times. I know this question is going to come up from you guys about FaZe. FaZe failed. Like, and there's reasons that the team, Slasher and Apathy, you haven't heard Censor say much. He just says, we're disappointed, but we learned a lot. But Apathy and Slasher were both very open about the fact that they didn't practice, and they wanted to practice, but that their captain said, we're not going to scrim teams like Stunner, who finished second at this event, and beat Denial, which none of us were expecting. 3-0'd Optic Gaming on day one, won their pool 4-0, and had the best pool record, only dropping 2 maps before going into bracket play. Like, they didn't want to scrim that team. There's other pro players like that. I was talking to Goalie about this earlier that didn't want to scrim. I know that Karma didn't want to scrim AR when they were looking for scrims. When they were this was back, I think, when Imbos was still on the team. Because of their Columbus placement. But the one thing that I think all these guys have realized now is that these teams that they don't want to scrim against, Revenge and Stunner and AR, because they think that they're bottom tier teams, those are the teams that actually did well in this event. And if you look at your Phases, your Envies, your Optic Nations, there's a lot of teams that finished outside of where they wanted to place and where we all predicted them to place, which is top 8. And it's a result of these teams that are grinding it out and that have players like Hook and TJ and, Perplexed and Vex and Felony and Imbos and all these, and Imbos was clearly, he's like the parasite of his team. He was clearly the best player on his team this weekend. You look at the stats, you look at how he carried them. They lost a game. I think when they played, because did they play Optic? They lost a game by they got smacked in, I think it was CTF, and Imbos dropped like 35 kills, and he was 20. What did he tweet out? He's 22-9 at halftime against Optic Gaming. And so Imbos is playing well. And he's going to get himself on a good team as a result. He tweeted, "Let me see if I can be a slippery snake and land on one of these league teams." So I'm excited to see how these things turn out, but I think FaZe was a huge letdown. And it's unfortunate that they're that type of team again, where it's kind of this arguing and this head-to-head and this back and forth. And do you drop anybody? Do you make a roster change? I'm sure that's the question that'll come up later in the show, and we'll talk about it at that moment. Before we finish pool play and move on to bracket play, and we'll probably do a commercial before we do bracket play, but Group D ended up being the group of death. We can recap that real quick. If you notice, there was a 4-0, an 0-4, and then all the other teams went 2-2. This was an extremely difficult bracket, and 10 losses, for the third place team, 10 losses for the fourth place team, 6 losses for the first place team. I think they had even though they had a good record, 12-6, but they had the worst record, I think, out of all the first place teams in pool play. And then 9-8 for Justice, and they went through. This was a tough bracket to play. It was probably the only one that had some interest. There was 1 3-0 in that entire bracket. If you look at the other brackets, there's at least 3 or more 3-0s in there. It looks like we hit 1,500 viewers. Awesome. So make sure you guys are tweeting out the stream. So I want to scroll back up to Group A, because I tweeted about this last night. Columbus and Orlando had the exact same style of play with the pool and the brackets. There was not a single team at Columbus that only won 6 maps and qualified for the winners bracket. But Optic was able to do that. And they literally went 6-6 and made it out of bracket play. The chances of a team going 6-6 and being the team that makes it out of their bracket into the championship bracket is literally nil. Revenge had to lose all of their games. TCM had to lose. Stunner had to go 4-0. It was just perfect. And the team that ended up with a 2-2 record happened to be one of the 2 teams that Optic did beat. And so they got to go through. After their Friday, everyone expected, people were saying drop nade shot and make team changes. And I just think that this pool was the most unpredictable thing. And I can't imagine, Hitch, you can tell us, but I cannot imagine when it was officially announced that Optic was going to the winners bracket, and when they 3-0'd those 2 teams on Saturday, I cannot imagine what the venue was like. And the only thing comparable would be when they won, because you could hear people screaming, "Let's go Optic." But what was the venue like, Hitch? And was there an official announcement that Optic made it into the winners bracket?
No, that's the thing, is that they had to bank on, they won, they did what they were supposed to, and then they had to bank on TR losing to TCM. So it's the venue, honestly, they played so differently on Saturday that everyone was just kind of stoked anyway. And I didn't even know they were making it through in the first place. I didn't think it was possible. I didn't. And then at the last second, Or actually, I think we walked. Hudson and I were leaving when Scump found out, and he was like excited about it. He was like, "Yeah, we just made it through," and he was like stoked. So, like he was in the lobby, like.
Do you think there
stoked.
would have been changes if they wouldn't have made it?
If they wouldn't have made it, they still would have won the event. No one. I mean, name a team that was going to stop them.
No, I'm talking about if they wouldn't have made, like, let's say they got kicked out early. You know, they lost their next
like
match.
FaZe or
Yeah.
like TK or like Envy.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Okay.
That's
I
my
didn't
opinion.
think so either.
I don't know what you think, Hitch, but I don't think there would have been a team change on that team.
No.
It's too. There's just too much ability there. Like, you got to give it time. It's like, and I said this before when they lost at Columbus. It's like the Heat losing to Dallas was nothing anybody ever expected. Once they got through the Celtics, it was like, oh, the Miami Heat won the NBA Finals. I mean, nobody expected the Dallas Mavericks, even though they have Dirk Nowitzki, who's great. Nobody expected them to beat the Heat in a 7-game series. But when it happened, it was like, people were crying and, it's like, oh, this team is a failure. And that's what people started to say about Optic after and I'm like, dude, they got second place. They've won 4 or 5Ks. They've been in the finals of a 2K. There's so much success, the 10K, 4v4, all this kind of stuff. How are people calling them a failure? Give it time. And, I said that they would win one of the first 3. I'm happy that they made me not have to cringe at the next event and cross my fingers. But I don't think this is their last championship. I think Big Timer, it would be the best video ever and maybe he already did it. It'd be the best video ever if he came on if he did a video and he was like, not 1, not 2, not 3, like LeBron did when he joined Miami. I mean, I think this team could easily win 4 or 5 championships this year if they stay together. That is, and I think COD Champs should be their tournament. If they don't drive each other crazy, if they don't get egotistical about it, because there's no room for that. There was room for that when Complexity was winning back in Black Ops 2, but I don't think there's room for that right now. That's just my personal opinion. I don't see them. I don't think they're gonna make a roster. I don't think they would have made a roster change. All right. I know we have 1,500 viewers, and it's an amazing thing, and I don't want to lose you guys. I want you to stick around, but we are going to take a short commercial break. When we come back, we have a special announcement regarding the STiKS that especially you guys that are subscribed to us are going to probably want to know about, and we're going to move into bracket play briefly because you guys know what happened in the tournament. I'll ask these guys best matches, MVP, biggest upset, biggest surprise, and then ask them what their favorite play was, which I think we all probably have the same one. However, we will also, after that, move straight to questions from Twitter. So we'll be right back on the other side of 30 seconds.
Yeah, smoke everywhere.
Wow. Goalie, send me the link to the announcement I'm about to make.
Sending the link to the announcement.
I'm about to make. Did he send me the link? Oh, wait. You can post it in the chat. I don't have to.
My favorite moment in all of this last weekend had to be Crim6's player card.
Oh, my God.
That was so freaking hilarious.
Funny.
Oh, my gosh.
When he was just ducking out of the camera. I can't even do it because there's a chair here. Let me see. I can do it like this.
Oh, jeez.
Where'd he go? Did you see the chair moving in the background?
Oh my gosh.
Hello. I'm a detriment. All right, I have kids. I gotta entertain my kids, so I know all kind of karate and stuff. All right, so thanks for 1,500 viewers, guys, and surprisingly, we gained 100 viewers while we went on commercial, which is great. All right, so here's the announcement, and I'm gonna ask Goalie to put the link in the chat. But many of you guys, when we talked about this in the past, when we tweeted about it, a lot of you guys said that you wanted us to provide an opportunity for you guys to get shirts that say the STiKS Live on them. So we have 2-week window where you can order a shirt or a hoodie. They're pretty dope. They're black, and it says the STiKS Live has our logo on it. We may do more of these in the future, but this is just a 2-week campaign. I think we have to sell at least 10 in order for them to be made. So if you guys are interested in getting one of those shirts, oh, look at it. It's on screen. It's so beautiful. If you guys are interested in getting one of those shirts, hop on there, make your order. It just gives us an opportunity to do this more in the future. I think they're pretty sick. I can't wait to wear them on stream. And let us know, tweet out pictures when you guys receive them, because I know we're going to get at least 10 orders. I know it for a fact. And so when you guys get them, make sure you tweet at us, tweet at the STiKS Live, tweet at Fatty, tweet at Hitch, tweet at me, tweet at Goalie, whoever you follow. Just tweet at one of us and we'll retweet it, at least from the STiKS Live for sure. I don't know about these other guys because, you know, they're kind of like, they keep their Twitters really, no, I'm just joking. So we'll make sure to retweet you guys and show you some love. Goalie designed the shirt, of course, because he created the logo for the STiKS Live. Thank you, Goalie. You're the best because it's really cool looking. So if you guys have any ideas for the future, like colors that we might want to do and stuff like that, let us know. I see the Crush Sniper saying he's already got his shirt on order. I know that iRage has his shirt on order also. Thank you guys for all of you that I see saying that you're going to get one. And don't forget to tweet at us. So let's go into bracket play. So basically, Optic Gaming on Saturday did the impossible. I know they moved where they were sitting, and they put Skunk next to Nade.
Yeah, that was my. Let me say this real quick. That was my one regret about the Nade Chat interview. It's like, to be completely honest, I was like so nervous interviewing him. First of all, thank you to WispGB for subscribing.
Hey.
Well, I was like super nervous interviewing him, not because it was him, but because he was in a rush and he was just doing it. I mean, not just doing it, but he was trying to help out Intel, you know. So he, let us do an interview, but he was in a rush, and so I knew if that I had messed up the interview in any way, like that was the one shot I had because he was just gonna leave. So I was just nervous. I was just nervous that we weren't gonna get it. So I'm glad I got it. I was just like the whole time I was talking, I was just trying to get through it like smoothly. And I forgot to ask him. I was going to ask him about the seating arrangement and the seating change because when they made the seating change, they changed.
Do you think that was so? I'll start with you. Optic Gaming goes 0-6, the worst possible start to the tournament. They go 0-6 on Friday, the most detrimental beginning that you could ever have. Even worse than FaZe, worse than Envy. They didn't win a single match. So then on Saturday, when FaZe and Envy are just doing bad again, Optic decides we're going to go 9-1 and only drop one map. What do you think made the biggest difference?
I honestly think it was a little bit of... Actually, it was pretty much just the fist bump chemistry that the four players had with each other. They started fist bumping, and once it was just the power that gave them really propelled them to success. No, I honestly think I think they just I don't know what it was. They never even gained momentum on Friday. Like they never did anything good on Friday. They could have not shown up and still had the same result. You know what I mean? Like they never had even an ounce of. There's no highlight of Optic on Friday, and then on Saturday they finally played and got got in a groove, and that was all she wrote. They never they never let up.
Well, yeah, and then when they put the white jerseys on, they kept rolling. I do, to be honest with you, I think making. Well, let me ask Fatty. What do you think they did differently that helped them change, or what did you see differently, Fatty?
I saw just more urgency. Like I thought they were communicating a little bit brighter. I almost wonder if they had jet lag or something on Friday. It just didn't seem normal. But I liked the communication. One thing I liked was Hitch's video of the GoPro in the booth
Yeah.
Where that was amazing to hear the all the bleeps and stuff. But
Stump calling Formal a sexy beast.
yeah,
Sexy man, you sexy man.
but no, it was their communication, and I like how they were saying, "Hey, should we go this way?" Oh no, Crimson is like, "No, let's do this," and they're like,
Yeah.
they're communicating and having a great conversation about the game. But no, I really think it was the communication, and I don't know if that had to do with the switch or the fist bump chemistry or the fact that they got 06'd. I still can't believe that. That's just
That's crazy.
unfathomable. How do you say that?
Inflammable.
Something. Yeah. No, but seriously, it was that was a shock to start the tournament, and I almost think that's what made it so awesome was the fact that we had teams that were coming up beating Optic, and it was like, oh my gosh. But no, the talking is really, I think, what it boiled down to. And I also think like that's why I think Stunner did so well. Their communication was on point, and that's you can tell they've been grinding a while, together, playing a lot of games. And I think that's what a team like FaZe, who typically communicates really well, and they didn't have bad communication, but I think that's what they were missing with the practice that they hadn't had.
Yeah, I think like I really appreciate Hitch's video, and I heard Nate Shot in the interview that you did with him. I heard him say something like they were baffled, like they didn't know what happened, and then they like Optic turned things around. They didn't know what they were doing wrong, and sometimes that's okay. Like they just got beat. I mean, and they practiced more on Saturday morning. They showed up and did some scrimming. They did, I think Nate said they did 2v2 hard points and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I mean, they grinded. They tried, and that's the thing is that the one thing that people were saying about STiKS, that Slasher and his teammates were saying is that he didn't want to practice, and that he was late to all the matches at the event. And so I think that STiKS is maybe at that big timer point in his career. Like, I linked the Optic Intel channel already. I don't care if you guys link it again. But it's like, there's a he's at a point in his career where maybe he's kind of tired of grinding this game. Like, he's tired of grinding Call of Duty. He did it so long to be the best. Like, Big Timer did it so long to be the biggest money earner. And STiKS did it so long to be the best, to win the most championships. And he's probably just tired of it. Like, and if it's time to throw in the towel, then throw in the towel. Be a personality in the community. Thanks for 1,600 guys.
He'd be a great
Avalanche
caster.
is in the building. He would be a great caster. As long as he didn't call people detriments, like... but he could be one of those guys. Sometimes when people cast, they say things like blah 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 blah. You see how he's rotating? Yeah, see, when I was the captain of FaZe, we would never do that. Like, that's the kind of stuff that you really don't want to hear from a caster. But I think I think that Optic did a good job of turning around on Saturday. They showed up. Their communication was on top. It was T1. They just did well. They won. I mean, they couldn't be stopped. And so they 3-1 Synergy. They 3-0'd Stunner. They 3-1 to Prophecy. And once they got through those teams, I think everybody else was like, all right. So they just, this is their tournament to win. And then they went off in the finals. So, Hitch, what was your favorite moment or match from the event, and who would you say is your MVP?
Goalie, are we down to do that video? Okay. We're about to watch the most intense moment that I've ever seen in any event ever.
I know what you're about to talk about.
Ever.
No, it really is the best play. I mean, I was going to say that.
The crazy thing is Optic wasn't involved whatsoever, which is the first time that's ever happened.
That's true.
I've never felt like that much adrenaline. Dude, I was freaking out. I couldn't hold my camera. Like, I was freaking out. And I've just never I've never experienced anything like that. The venue was popping off because Optic was playing right after that, so everybody was just chilling. All the Optic people, all the Optic fans were just watching the game, and it was incredible. I can't even understand it. All right, let's watch it.
Oh crap! I'm gonna have to watch it in stream.
Oh, that's right.
Awesome.
Fine. Oh, okay. Goalie isn't playing. All right, thanks, goalie.
Mom of goalies, not my mom. Oh shoot!
Wait.
Is that someone in the chat?
I don't know.
I can't see them.
Okay. Are we supposed to be...
I'm just watching it right now. Hold it.
Gully, can you link it again? I can't. I want to watch it. Almost real time. He sighs. Gosh.
Oh! That was awesome.
How intense was that, dude?
That was just crazy. Is it over yet?
He's playing it. I'm watching it again. He played it again.
No, he didn't. Is it over?
Is it over, Matt? Oh,
okay. Jeez,
hearing them scream was like, it was reminiscent of the bomb plant, the bomb defuse. I think it was on Sovereign Search with Denial and Indy. That was by far the craziest moment I've ever seen in competitive Call of Duty. Like I've watched a lot of events. I've seen teams win. I've seen Envious beat Farico in Hardpoint on Raid, which was never expected. I've seen what was it, Parasite? Who was he with the Cap 40 on Raid, Search and Destroy? I mean, a lot of my good memories are from that game. But this was bananas.
Stupid.
Like the fact that the shots were missed and that there was a chance to kill him, and this dude jumped up and just Steph Curry'd it. I mean, it was that was bananas. That was easy.
I thought the interception too.
Optic Van was a pretty big moment. That's a good call. That. Optic Van was. That's a pretty good call. You may see that in the best competitive videos of the year coming up this week. But that was a that gameplay was sickening.
Yeah.
Very sickening.
Guess what, guys? We only have one more print in order for those to ship.
Hey, and I haven't bought mine yet.
I haven't bought mine either.
Oh,
yeah, for it to start printing, I guess.
We'll be printing. All right, so thank you
guys.
Kingdom
hasn't bought ours yet, so.
Whoa.
So.
Wait, he's buying ours? Circus tent large for me?
My name is not Hector Rodriguez.
By the way, made just to sub to the STiKS subbed. So thank you very much for making that and for subbing.
Are you serious?
Made just to sub to the STiKS. I think that's amazing. Amazing.
Who?
Avalanche said he was crying. All right, so his name is Made just to sub to the STiKS.
Oh, that's
so
awesome.
We're gonna take a quick commercial break and then we're gonna switch over to questions from Twitter. But before we go, Hitch, who's your MVP?
My MVP. Do they have to be on gaming?
No.
TJ Halley. TJ Halley.
Fatty MVP.
He stole mine. No, I was gonna say TJ as well. I think.
How do you pronounce it?
TJ Halley.
Halley. Okay, TJ Halley.
Yeah, TJ F and Halley.
How do you pronounce Hook?
It's Hook.
Hook and TJ Halley. All right.
Yeah. But if I'm gonna pick somebody from gaming, Man, Krim went off, Scump went off. I'd have to give it to Krim though. You know, Nate Shot went off a few times too as well. So
Yeah.
everybody played well.
Oh
Formal
my
did
gosh.
well.
When Nate hit that J from downtown on Biolab, were y'all
yeah.
watching that?
Yeah, that's
that
when
was
he
a
tweeted
good
Yeah.
out the picture of Steph Curry.
Your
Yeah,
boy
that-
freaked out a little bit when that happened. And like that was like one of the moments where I like really celebrated. And then after that, I was like, I probably
Screaming
overdid
like a
that.
fangirl or something.
Probably overdid that. Yeah, if I celebrate more than Hudson
Oh,
about
that's
something
bad.
when optic, yeah, it's
Did
I
she
overdid
scream
it.
like a little girl?
Yeah.
Not a little girl. I was very excited. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, don't
go.
celebrate
Sorry.
more than Hudson. All right, so my MVP would be TJ Halley or Scumper Jumper. And then before we go to commercial break, what do you think was the biggest letdown of this tournament? Or what team, what player, what was the biggest letdown of this tournament?
STiKS.
All right, Fatty.
You know, I'd say STiKS. He had his good games though. That's one thing. I mean, he played well in a few games.
Oh, okay.
No, in a few games. Not
He dropped a
overall.
like the last search of their tournament.
Yeah, not
Give-
overall, but
7.
shoot, man. Let's see.
That's fine. You can say Aches. Is that your answer?
I don't want to say. I thought that.
Dang, phaser proofy. Yikes.
I'm actually like I'm gonna have to say TCM and Epsilon. I really expected a little bit more out of the two teams coming over from Europe. To be honest, I wanted them to be in that top 8.
I think Optic fans love TCM
Yeah,
Yes.
because they kept Optic in the winners bracket.
but both of them went 1-3 in their respective leagues.
Yeah, they didn't do good in the pool play.
Yeah, and then they both dropped off early in the championship loser bracket. Let's see, Epsilon lost to DT 3-0, and then TCM lost to Echo Gaming 3-1. So
That was
So
Echo's only
Echo
win.
is Saints team, right? Brian Saint.
yeah, they did really well actually.
Well, that
They-
was their only win in bracket play, but they had to win their way to that position, right?
Yes.
In the open bracket.
Yeah.
Like they're one of the.
They
in
were
the
open
bracket.
teams. Yeah, they were open. So
they
they
got
did well,
to
but
the
Oh yeah, you're
I-
right. You're right.
championship.
I'm just
bracket.
saying, like,
Yeah,
I
yeah, you're
expected them to do what they did plus more. I would have
Okay, I was
expected
gonna
them
say,
to at least
'Cause
go.
those teams had to beat all of the AM teams in order to get
Yeah.
to that position, in order to make it into that bracket. TC Empire, that's right. So I'm gonna say biggest upset, biggest detriment, whatever you want to call it. And I know these guys follow me, and hopefully they're not watching the STiKS right now. But is Envy. I know for a fact that as much as FaZe failed, it was almost expected. There was a little piece of us that there's a little piece of every Call of Duty fan that when Aches is Aches and when he's like frustrating people, when he's being himself on Twitter and tweeting out how much better he is and how many championships he has and all that, there's a little piece of all Call of Duty fans, especially Optic fans, that want him to lose. And when they see things like him and Slasher arguing, there was a couple. I expected that there might be a fall of FaZe type of deal at this tournament. So I will say that I was the most surprised by Envy and TK's placings. And I think Envy more than TK. TK won their pool. They played great in pool play. They just didn't get as far in bracket play as they wanted to. But I think Envy, and we'll talk when we come back because there's roster change questions about Envy, but I really think Envy did not. I think their team may be, after 2 placings not doing as well as they wanted to, I think their team is going to be making some changes potentially, thinking about the future. So we're gonna take a 60-second commercial break. What's up, Taylor? I wish Taylor still followed Call of Duty. Such a good personality. Anyway, 1,500 viewers. Tweet out the stream. When we come back, we're gonna answer your questions from Twitter. We'll see you on the other side of 60 seconds. We are live
with news.
If anybody wants to screenshot that and copy my fingerprint, you can steal things from me or something like that. So we have currently sold enough shirts. So thank you guys that have made a purchase, which means they will be printed and we only have 5 more to sell, which since the 3 of us haven't bought ours yet, I'm pretty sure we're going to sell 5 more. So Akes is Isaiah Thomas, the most hated great player of the NBA. I would say the most hated great player of the NBA is Karl Malone, because of his hatred, that's a bad word, because of his remarks regarding playing on the court with Magic Johnson when he had AIDS. A lot of people.
He's I'm from Utah. I live in Utah, so I'm a big Jazz fan.
Yeah.
He said a lot of things. I don't even like Karl Malone, and he was on my team for years and years and years.
Bad.
But he also played with one of the best players, who's also known as one of the most dirty players, which was John Stockton.
Yes. Peace out. I am a pro.
Apropos.
I am apropos.
He's my buddy, Paul.
Peace out.
Paul.
Wow, we retained viewers again? What is this craziness?
What is this?
What is this?
People staying on the show.
They all have ad block. That's
that sucks.
Yes,
all right, so we're going to take some questions from Twitter. The first question, I got to scroll up in the Skype chat. Here we go. The first question comes from Spawn of Crim6. Interesting name. And it says, where do you see Imbos going after his performance at Orlando? Phase or envy? Hashtag the STiKS. I'm going to start with Brigham, Smiting Fatty.
One thing you got to remember about Imbos is that he did the same thing last year in Philadelphia, where he took a throw-together team and made a great run. I almost think Imbos is a better player when he is the best player on his team. For some reason, I think it might intimidate him. I don't know what's in his head. Maybe this is something that you can ask him tomorrow, Kingdom, is like when you're the best player, you're by far and away an awesome player on the team. And what's the difference when you play with people that might be better than you? But that being said, I think he ends up somewhere maybe like FaZe. Maybe they drop Akes and pick up Imbos, which I don't think would be the greatest thing. Or maybe they drop Akes and Censor, pick up Imbos and somebody else. I don't know. But that's what I could see, because I think he would work really well with Slasher and Apathy. All they would have to do is get another Slayer for their third if they decided to get away from Censor or keep Akes. I just don't think that Censor and Imbos could work well on a team together just because they play basically the same thing.
Yeah. Hey!
Ow, that hurt my ear.
Michael Condrey. After
I was just about to tweet
UMG, we agree that this Advanced Warfare rule set, no stim and cloak, offers the right balance for esports teams.
Wait. Where is this? Where is this?
Put it in the chat.
Okay. No, I don't see it.
There, go, goalie, go, goalie.
I don't see it.
Go, goalie, go.
We have problems. Everyone tweet out right now. Hashtag no stim and cloak. Tweet it out.
Yeah, no stim and cloak.
Tweet it out. Hashtag no stim and cloak.
No.
Let's go. Wow. That's the best thing that could have ever happened. Look at the STiKS even tweeted it out.
Who's doing that?
Oh, look at this. See? What's their name?
You were going to say he was in the chat.
What's the name of that other company that makes Call of Duty games? I've stricken them from my memory.
Treyarch?
Infinity
Ward.
Learn, observe, and learn. Infinity Ward. Let's go. That's awesome. That's really exciting. No shirt, no pants. That's really exciting. GG's to Michael Condrey and Sledgehammer Games for listening to the community. And I know that I'm sure Rambo's been talking in their ear, telling them that it doesn't work. And so I am utterly excited about the future of this game without those two things in it. Hopefully that's also somebody put in the chat that goalie doesn't follow Michael Condrey.
Goalie doesn't follow anybody. He has another Twitter that follows people.
Goalie follows me. I'm important. Oh, you're smart. Okay.
You guys couldn't hear that. He said he uses a fake account.
I think he was whispering so that they wouldn't know that, fatty. Jeez.
No, he's just whispering because he likes to whisper.
All right. Questions from Twitter. So, Hitch, where do you think Money B is going?
Money B is going. I can't. I already know where he's going, so I can't tell you. So,
Are you serious?
I don't know.
Well,
So I think. I mean, I don't know.
you think he'll tell me tomorrow?
I think you're going. He might go to Fear. Yeah, he'll probably tell you tomorrow.
Fear? Well, he'll tell me behind the scenes. I wonder if he'll tell me on the show. That means I got to send him the questions in advance. All right. So Taylor says Prof. That would be a good idea. So I think he could go to Prophecy. I think that's a good team. I think that the only thing is Parasite and Imbos are the same. They're exactly how Fatty talked. That I think Parasite works on Prof because they let him be the clear leader, but they don't always listen to him. And that's a problem. Like, they got to listen if he's going to be the lead. He's the top player on that team. He's the best player on that team. He's the most achieved player on that team. I think Money B is the same on Synergy. So let's see where he goes. Next question from Twitter. Did Goalie already put something in the chat? He did. Second one? I only see. Oh, I don't care. I'll do the second one. All right. So the next question is, what realistic roster can beat this Optic team fairly? And this guy suggests, and this is from That's a Booyah, and he suggested Clay, Teep, Karma, and Zuma. If you guys had to put together a roster to beat Optic, of course, without the players that are on the team, who would you put together? Hitch.
Sorry, someone DM'd me. What are you saying?
They're like, don't say anything. If you had, or they're saying Intel. I want the Intel.
Yeah, it's that. Somebody DM'd me a picture of Nate Shot and said, "So what's the Intel?" Okay. Well,
Gosh.
Your poker face sucks, by the way.
Oh, go ahead. Who? Yeah, it does. Who?
Oh boy.
Who? Look at Hitch's face. Hitch is more nervous than interviewing Matt.
All right, so
hey, they don't call it Optic Intel for no reason. All right, so who's next? Oh, Hitch. Who, if you had to put together a team to beat this Optic team, who would you put together?
Jesus.
Santa Claus.
I'm sorry. I'm already. Okay. I think. I don't know. I have no idea because there's not a lot of people that have really proven themselves in this game besides, I guess as of now, TJ and Hook and Bo's played really well. I don't know. It's one of those weird games where you can't put a bunch of powerhouses together. Yeah, I guess except for gaming. I don't know, man. It's a hard thing to say.
Fatty?
I'm gonna say let's put Apathy, Hook, Attach, and Zuma. And I think what you do is have Zuma slay. I think everybody slays, and you get on the hill when it's not when everybody's dead, and get time that way. Just I don't know. I just think that would be the way you'd have to do it. I don't know who would really play the OBJ in that situation. It'd probably have to be, I don't know. I think Attach could do it, but
yeah.
But I think that team would also be a decent S&D squad.
Yeah. This is actually a really hard question because I almost want to say stunner. They 3-0'd them on Friday. I mean, if the cards were turned and if they would have won the CTF Biolab, I think it would have been a 2 best-of-5 series. And so I still think Optic would have won. But I think that he must be getting some funny DMs. I think that
Avalanche. Dude, it's hilarious.
I think that text from the wife. What does this even mean?
It means
Bear or koala or panda. This is, I mean, I
Dude,
can't
that's
because her last name's on there. What?
That's like an important question.
Bear or like, what do we want for dinner?
Yeah.
I would like to have koala for dinner. So anyway,
You evil man.
I would say stunner, or I would say like if you put apathy on denial, maybe. Denial has a chance to beat this Optic team. I think they have the right roster, but maybe they need like one little change, and it might be Saints. I don't think he's playing to the ability that he used to. So everybody wants to eat koala.
Wait,
What?
I gotta ask a question to Hitch.
Uh-oh.
Did Saints put on like a lot of muscle or a lot of like? Is he now Saints fatty? Because everybody was tweeting, and it looked like dude had. It looked like he put on my clothes and stuffed it with either muscle or some fattiness. I don't know. I'm not trying to be the pot that calls the kettle black, but like what's going on? What's going on?
Calls the kettle fat.
Yeah, the pot calls the kettle fat. The chubby guy calls. I'm not, and I don't want to call him fat, but I want to know. I want to know. Is he bigger?
Why are we out here roasting fools?
No, I am not roasting. I am not roasting. I am just severely concerned.
The chat is going crazy.
Okay, I just got to the part in the stream where you said he put on my clothes and stuffed them. I did. I was able to have the opportunity to sit in on a conversation with Hector and Saints, and Hector was giving them the pep talk about how to that he needs to start getting ripped like he was before, because apparently he is no longer ripped. Wow. And he said he is ready. He's ready to do it. He said he's going to start the grind right now.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Because he did not look like that in what's it called? What was the one? Anaheim.
I mean, dude used to be like
skinny,
ripped.
like ripped and skin. Like he made me look like the 0 on the 10, or 2 zeros next to each other. I just don't. I don't know. It's all gone. And I wasn't trying to be rude either. Just so you guys know, I was just concerned.
Right.
Jeez. All right. What were we talking about?
Oh, next question from. Do you have a new question, Goalie, or do you want me to do the first one from Dev? All right, I'm doing one from Dev. I'm sure that Dev would love this. How do you feel about Optic Nation's performance? This is from I'm Dev. This is how do you feel about Optic Nation's performance? You have it in chat already. It's the first one. I personally felt that they did amazing, lots of potential. So, Fatty, how did you feel about Optic Nation and how they did this weekend?
I was actually kind of stunned. I thought they did, fairly decently, considering what they had been doing in the league. And I didn't know if that was a chemistry thing or a what's the word? Or, just based off a connection. I'm glad it was more of a connection thing. That, I think this team has a lot of potential. And with the players that they have now, with Swanee, who actually, I think, didn't Swanee lead in KD over the weekend? I believe he was the top leader in KD. I think it's a great team. One thing that I really liked was TP. He was talking, when he was casting, they're thinking about going to Red Bull and, spending a couple weeks there, which could be absolutely amazing. And if you
Optic camp.
Yeah, if you remember, that's when Optic went on I think it was a 12-game streak or a 14-game streak towards the end of the last season. And if you guys remember, they weren't doing well in the season. And a lot of people had counted them out. as far as making it to the playoffs, and then they went on that streak and ended up, making it in. So I think that's, I'm surprised they did as well as they did, and I look forward to seeing what that team can do.
Hitch a ride on a motorcycle or a bus. What are your thoughts? Ooh, I could make a whole battle rap scheme about hitching a ride. Go ahead.
Battle rap right now.
We're talking about Nation, right?
Yeah. What do you think about their performance this weekend?
First of all, I watched the Nation versus SB game, and it was just the one. It was like the Nation versus Just Us game, and usually one time per event, I like to just sit down and just watch a whole series, so I don't have to worry about anything. And usually when that happens, it ends up being such a crazy series that I'm like, man, I should have gotten the reaction videos for that, and that happened this event, which is annoying. But anyway, I watched it, and in feature station, when you're watching one player play, his own POV is right above him, so you can watch four people's POV as they play. It's not like main stage where you watch the entire broadcast and the casters and everything. You watch each person's POV. So I was sitting on the end, and I was watching TP play, and TP doesn't miss. Like,
yeah,
he's incredible, and Karma is insane too. I just don't understand how that team doesn't work. I think what they have been, not like blaming it on, but what they've been telling people is that they're a young team, and they've only been able to practice for a couple days and things like that. So hopefully after that, after they figure that out, they'll be dominant. I don't really know.
Taylor, what are you telling us? I don't understand what that means. Are you DMing or something? Do I need to go to Twitter and put it on stream? I think that they have a lot of potential. I just think that just like the first Hitch is a jerk. Look at the chat.
I see.
Sorry.
Wow. He's going to see that, and he's going to be upset. I'll just tell you that.
He just typed. Just like, gosh, you're killing me. Just like the first team with Embos, this team might not work. I mean, and we just have to reside to the fact that Karma is a unique player, and it's just like a Aches, just like a Parasite. There's, Karma's a unique player, and he needs the right mix of players around him to be successful. He was on a good team with Envy. I mean, that was a good squad. Didn't work. So I think it's going to take time to figure out the right mix of players and then make the right choices to put Karma on the right team. You can't anymore in this game, because of the level of just COD IQ, communication, and social media, and how that can actually affect someone. Like, social media can actually have an impact on your game and how you play. And so because of that, like, you have to have mentally strong players. And I think that the players on Optic Nation, I think TP is in the right place. I can see the frustration when he loses. Like, I just don't know why we're not winning. He doesn't understand it. Like, they're doing everything right, but they're not winning. And maybe they're doing it individually. You see sometimes those individual pushes on CTF. That doesn't work. Like, you have to work as a team. You have to do things together. You got to stay up on communication. And Black Ops 2, it worked where a player didn't have to communicate. But the most successful teams on Advanced Warfare are going to be teams where every player talks. And you don't let your teammates get away with. When they did stunner listen-ins in the grand finals, when they were getting smacked literally by Optic in Uplink and in Hardpoint, it was like listening to little kids like looking at their parent hold the belt like they were about to get a spanking. I mean, it was like,
God dang.
They didn't want to say anything. And it was like, you hear some of the players, I don't know if it was TJ Halley or who, because I don't know their voices, but you hear them like, talk, guys, talk, please talk, say something. Don't be quiet. And so it was, I think Optic just is, there's leaps and bounds beyond everybody's communication, and Nation can learn from their sister team, brother team, whatever they call each other. And I think Optic Boot Camp would be a great idea. Great idea, especially if you take Karma to Optic Boot Camp. I think the learning each other's communication styles and all that will go a long way towards bonding those players together where they'll just turn up, and they'll do what's right. So,
The only thing about that is with Karma is he has a family now. I mean, it's not like he can just up and
hey,
leave.
you got to
But I
bring,
think he's in. I think
bring all of them.
I think it's in L.A., right? And I believe he lives in L.A.
Yeah, bring Holly, bring them all, to Optic Boot Camp. Karma's a baller. I mean, he's won 2 COD champs. He can fly his family to wherever Red Bull is at and put them up in a hotel. All right. So last question from Twitter. Why are you making these faces, Hitch?
I don't know.
He likes to
so
make
tired,
faces.
Why has Hitch gone quiet?
He's tired.
Hex, shut up. Stop talking about my players. I'm just joking.
No, I didn't.
All right. So last question from Twitter before we go to our last commercial, and then we got a UGC recap for you guys before we get off the STiKS. No pun intended. Last question is from Esports 101. Do you think the skill gap for Advanced Warfare is as big as everyone expected, or are Stunner really that good? I'm going to start with Sleepy.
Stunner is amazing. Yep.
All right.
Give yourself do you still get free gamma, or is it over? Do you not have any?
I'm gonna go grab a Red Bull.
Oh.
Hey, You're gonna get me in trouble. Why are you trying to get me in trouble? You're gonna get me in trouble. I'm just joking. All right, go ahead, Patty.
Yeah, I think the skill gap is there. I mean, obviously, all the movement, it just is that much more to affect your aiming. And, you watch somebody like Scump or Krim play, or Hook, or, TJ Halley. These guys have the shot. They're on point. It's amazing to see. It's something I wish I could do. I think there is a huge skill gap. And I do believe Stunner is that good. I mean, we saw TJ Halley. He was doing this. I mean, he was making good plays when I casted over him in Ghosts. He just wasn't able to make it on a bigger team. And now he's surrounded himself with better players. And they're making moves, making stuff happen. So, yeah.
I Hitch.
Sorry.
I'm looking at your chat.
I know. Sorry.
I think that Call of Duty it's just like YouTube. When it was CNanners, White Boy, Hutch, and Woody's Gamertag, they were it. Like, and Zergriz, you went to watch their videos. There was nothing else to watch. Why do you think they grew so much? When Nadeshot was streaming during Modern Warfare 3, I won't say the only reason, because he's very entertaining, but one of the reasons he grew is because when you wanted to watch what he was putting on the air, it was him. That was it. You didn't go. There was nobody else. And so I think that Call of Duty back 2 games ago, even in Black Ops 2, Black Ops 1, it was a lot smaller of a community, but Black Ops 2, it started to grow a lot. And then through Ghost, you saw all these crazy people come out of the woodwork. Even you ask somebody like Tipsy, who used to play Call of Duty for fun, and he just kept doing good and did better and better and better, never imagined himself playing competitively for money and actually making money playing at a LAN or something like that and having fun doing it. Like, he didn't see himself playing for Just. And like, so when you see these things happen, you get interested, then you move into a team house with Curse or with Optic or with Envy, or now everybody's TK's got a team house. It's a career that people are looking at. Like, basketball wasn't a career when it first started, but now everybody tries to play basketball. You got kids in every neighborhood, every inner city kid is out there trying to learn how to ball it up. And Call of Duty has become the same type of deal where people like myself, Hitch, Fatty, all of us that make content and make this look like something that's interesting to do. You have kids sitting at home who don't play sports anymore. They play Call of Duty. They play video games. And so I think that the Hook doesn't even have the ability to stream. I mean, I hit up the Carnage owner and I was like, okay, what do we got to do to get this kid on the air? Like, so many people watch him. And he was like, well, he doesn't even have the ability to stream. He barely has a computer. He just has an Xbox. And I'm like, What? Are you serious? Like, get him some content. Like, he doesn't have a YouTube channel. He doesn't have a streaming ability. And the reality is everybody can't afford that. But there's these players that are that good that are coming up, and it's like, well, dang, look at this Hoop kid. Look at this Hoop kid. And now Hoop finishes second at the second event of the year. I mean, I think that when you get more people into the pot, there's just more talent coming into the, and that's what these pro players that are used to winning and easily playing into the top 8. Like, you never would expect an Envy or a TK or a FaZe to not be in the top 8. Even Rise, I wouldn't expect them not to be in the top 8. But things have changed. The community's changed. And so that's my opinion on the matter. All right, so we're going to take one last commercial break, and then when we come back, we got a UGC announcement for you guys. Make sure you tweet out the stream. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you go get your T-shirt and your hoodie. Thank you guys for watching thus far. We'll be right back on the other side of probably 60 seconds, I would guess, because we got to bring some other people on as well as ourselves. We're just going to have like 17 boxes on the screen. You're going to see goalie's production ability to the max. All right, we'll be right back, guys.
Wow, that hurts my ears. Just trying to make a dog squeal or what?
Yo.
Something about rapping.
I'm chilling on Twitch, rapping with Hitch.
That's it? Okay.
I can't say any other words that rhyme with that. You know.
Oh, you don't want to have to bleep the stream later.
No, we've been doing very good so far, guys. Very good.
Look at all the optic love we have in this.
This is ridiculous. Like,
and they say you're the fanboy.
Fanboy. Look at these guys.
God. I tell you what, I see you call me a fanboy.
Like pink, like color of. There's not even a team that is manly enough to wear pink as their color. This is like team.
That's pink. It looks like salmon.
Salmon. You guys don't even know the quality of my shirts. You know, I'm like, no, I'm just joking. I got this from like the local large grocery outlet or Costco. It looks dope with a tie on. All right. Anyway, so welcome, Crush Sniper, to the STiKS. Welcome back. You were on here last week. Or 2 weeks ago. It was last week, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was last week.
Yeah. See, God.
2 weeks in a row. I don't know what I'm doing right.
Hey, is that scump in 5 years?
Oh, let's hope he doesn't age that poorly. I'm just kidding. Crush is
I don't know why that made me laugh so.
Fatty is on the roast fest today.
I'm not roasting anybody.
No, Hitch was roasting me more in the chat than Fatty was.
Oh, Hitch was lethal in the chat. He hurt my feelings and he wasn't even typing to me. He's crazy when he's tired.
Who, Hitch?
Yeah.
Yeah, he is. He's pretty.
Oh, apparently this guy thought I was Enable. I didn't know Enable grew a beard that fast. I don't have hair flow like Enable though.
Oh,
what is wrong with us today? I think it's Hitch's fault.
My fault. Tired. I literally just landed and got in this stream.
All right, so Crush, Fatty, give us an update. UGC was this past weekend. Let us know what's going on.
Well, what do you want to say? You go. You take it over.
Okay. All right, guys. Well, last week on the show, we talked about UGC events, the Halo 2 Anniversary 20K event, the first Diamond event in the Halo 2 Anniversary Master Chief Collection Halo Championship Series.
Oh.
God, that was a mouthful. It was a great stream. I don't know if you guys managed to watch it because the finals were actually after UMG was over, so I know a lot of people switched over. They had a lot of concurrent viewers. I think their highest concurrent, I think Smiting said, was about 11K, and I was
That's
not.
what I saw.
I was not able to reach them to see. I asked one of their directors earlier, but he was not able to get back to me about their stream numbers. And there were a lot of great series, and it's very reminiscent of classic Halo. And this was a really great weekend for Denial Esports because they finished third at UMG, right behind Stunner. And then they actually managed to take their Halo team managed to take first at the UGC 20K. Their roster was Miquin, Chig, Cloud, and Ryan Noob, and they won $11,000 and 4,000 Halo Championship Series points, which is the equivalent of Halo to COD
points.
to pro
What
points.
what is the Halo Championship Series? Like I heard about that, but what is that?
It is the overall league that's run by ESL or 343, which is, who created the people behind Halo. They run the actual league. So it'd be like Michael Condrey and Sledgehammer running the COD League instead of MLG. And what they do is you have to go through them and you have to get approval to put on an event. And there's only been two major events so far, and the first one was the Iron Gaming Land last year. I think it was in November, and then this one, and then their next land is actually February the 22nd. It's called G4G, which is Gamers for Giving, is their next big event.
Yeah, it's really cool. They've actually broken it down to where there's diamond events, platinum events, gold events, and then online events. They have the online events weekly, and then the gold and platinum basically is broken down by how much money there is at the event. So this last week was $20,000, which made it a diamond event.
And I believe it's the next one is gold, which is between I think it's either 5 and 10 or 10 and 15, or is it platinum? I'm sorry, platinum and then gold. And then online events, and each one, it's weird how it breaks down, but it kind of makes sense. So the more prize money that's there is the more Halo points you're going to get.
Who has the most Halo points?
I actually did the calculations myself because they weren't updated yet. But currently the leader is CLG, which is pretty much like the old school GOAT squad, and it consists of Tom Ryan over 2, who is up and far, in my opinion, the greatest Halo player to ever touch the game.
All time.
Yeah.
Maybe Pistola, though.
No, dude, Tom, final boss. You can't go against final boss.
I know what you're saying.
And it's Ogre 2, it's Hines, Snakebite, and Royal 2. And those guys must have been around for a while. They're currently leading with a little over 5,000 points. Denial, with their win, are now currently in second, and they were in, I think it was 6th or 7th. They're in second with about 4,300. EG, who, even though they left the COD scene, they still have a Halo team, and that's actually the team that Pistola and Snipedown, when they left Optic Gaming's Halo team, that's the team that they went to. So it's Snipedown, Lethal, Roy, and Lunchbox. And then everybody knows what Ola got. Pistola had this big accident where he hurt his hand and he has to have this surgery. And they're not sure if he's ever going to actually. Yeah, they're not. When they were at Iron Gaming's, apparently he slammed his hand down on the table and he did something to it, and he has to have this surgery. And they're not sure if he's going to be able to play again.
That's like the ultimate rage quit.
Somebody said in the chat, Ogre 2 has more championships than STiKS.
Yeah, he does. Yeah,
they didn't lose for like how many years? 2?
Yeah, it was crazy. He doesn't have as much earnings because obviously the money wasn't as big then. But championship wise, I think he is the winningest player in MLG history.
Formal is the GOAT. He's won in so many different video games, it's ridiculous.
2?
Yeah, Formal won that.
He's won in 2 different Halos or 3 different Halos.
Oh, yeah.
And 2 CODs.
Yeah, he's the only player to win in COD and Halo, and he actually won that first event with his team. Believe the hype. And then fourth place. So we're only gonna fourth place in the Halo Championship points is Optic Gaming, which is Ace, Flamesword, Ares, and Assault. And those are actually ironically those are the top 4 that finished at this tournament as well. Were the top 4 in HCS points.
What? Somebody says he has 39 championships?
I think it was 33.
30. I see it 39 and
34.
What?
Wait, who does?
Ogre 2.
I thought it was 34.
That's still ridiculous.
Yeah.
He's won 3 events with 3 teams.
There was seriously like when I first started watching anything competitive, it was Ogre 2, Ogre 2, Ogre 2, Ogre 2. He was consistently the best player, and his brother played with him. Ogre 1.
Yeah, I think he's like pretty much undisputed the best FPS player, console player of all time.
Yeah. I actually started watching
Wow.
Walshy, who is one of his teammates on Final Boss. I don't know if you guys remember. Do you guys remember the ESPN MLG Top 10?
Yeah.
Yes.
When Puckett used to do this? I
Yeah.
saw those, and that's what got me into watching competitive.
Wow.
So, yeah. And I remember Puckett was so young.
This
So
dude. Somebody said unless Aches plays for 6 more years.
Bro.
Do that.
It ain't gonna happen. There's too many up and comers. Aches isn't gonna be.
And that's the thing. That's the difference between Halo and COD. In COD, you can have these up and comers come out, but it is so hard as an amateur to bust into the Halo scene because if you looked at the bracket for this tournament, they had all these AM teams, and then everybody already knew who the top 8 were going to be, and it was the guys who basically finished the top 8 now, which was the 4 I've already said, then Cloud9, who has a Halo team, which is Ninja's team. Straight Rippin', which has T-Square, Nated, Straight Sick, and I can't remember the 4th right now. And then Elevate has a Halo team.
Prototype, sorry.
Prototype, thank you. Elevate, and then the Reality Check, which has the Pseudos on it, which are I'm not even going to talk about the Pseudos right now. Those are basically the teams that were expected to finish in the top 8 just because they're those veterans of the previous Halos.
Is somebody eating in my ear?
It's just eating ice.
Gosh.
He's doing all kinds of silly stuff.
You know what they say about people that eat ice, right?
It's just pregnant.
I don't know.
There's an iron deficiency, right? It's an iron deficiency, I think.
I
If
don't
people,
know.
He's having a baby by himself.
Pretty much.
Well, my wife, she used to eat ice when she was pregnant. The doctor told her it was a sign of an iron deficiency. So Hitch either is pregnant or has an iron deficiency.
Optic finished 4th at UGC?
Yes.
Yeah, so Optic had a great event too. I mean,
yeah, they're a good team. Whoever just asked that in the chat, they're a good team.
Yeah, they lost to EG in the losers bracket finals.
Kingdom 2 rings.
Kingdom 2 rings.
Every once in a while, I hear goalie laugh in the background, and it sounds like a pig.
He giggles like a little girl.
He goes,
He's one of those kids like we're Stunner against Optic or something. What was that? Hitch is pregnant, confirmed. Tweet it out. No, don't. Never mind. Sorry. All right. So thank you guys for the update. Fatty, did you want to add anything?
No, it was an awesome finals. You know,
I watched it. It was good.
Yeah, Golden Boy and Brav were casting, I believe.
Yeah.
And it was an epic finals. I thought, Mickwin did good. Mickwin's the homie. I love that guy. But it was Ryan Noob who ended up winning the MVP of the event. He went off on a couple maps. What's their name? I just spaced it. Who took second? Counter Logic. Counter Logic. It was like 2 best of 5s, just like we see in COD. And Counter Logic actually won the first best of 5. I almost thought they were going to take it, but Denial was able to suck it up and win that second best of 5. And props to Denial, props to Counter Logic. It was an awesome finals to watch. I thought the event was put on well. They have the same problem though, dead airtime, lots of waiting. But
yeah,
overall, I thought it was amazing.
And theirs was different. Somehow they weren't playing. It wasn't an actual LAN. It's like they were playing online in the venue because they kept having Xboxes disconnect in the middle of matches. So like there was one point where like Optic, Optic was up 1-0 in a capture the flag game, and something happened in like the exact middle of the match, and they had to replay the entire thing.
Oh, I know the last event it was Snakebite's controller kept disconnecting like over and over and over. There's something wrong. What are you laughing about?
People in the chat is that they're asking who's the oldest relevant COD player, and somebody said how old is Killa. This guy was like 60.
50. He's only like 24 or 21.
He looks like he's 50. This is the roast fest today. This is like the STiKS live roasting. All right, so
eat your marshmallows.
And we're going to go around and do the way that we normally leave the show. Thank you guys for showing up today. Thank you, Gusho17, for saying I'm the best. I appreciate it. Thank you for the 2 bearded characters with the Optic jerseys. Oh, wait, the 3 bearded characters. Just the 2 guys.
The 2.5.
The 2 guys who actually have
such stronger beard than it. Thank you, Goalie, for your background. I wish like people could just see Goalie's little his little avatar face that he has. Whoa, something just happened on stream. I don't know what happened. And so Maven is 89. Wow.
Yeah, I'm older. Kingdom and I are older than all those guys.
Yeah, we're pretty old. So
Y'all are ancient.
Actually,
Y'all are so old.
Two Piece in there is older than we are, so
we're still relevant. All right,
All
Kella
right.
is a grandpa. So I'll start with we'll go with Fatty, Crush, Hitch, and then myself. Anything you want about whatever you want. 30 seconds or less to whoever you want. Go.
I'm first.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yesterday, I think it was yesterday, a legend passed on. That would be,
Scott.
yeah, Stuart Scott. I grew up watching this guy, and he was always innovative. He's, one of the reasons why broadcasting is where it's at, and he even has affected esports in minor ways. Puckett always loved watching him. I think anybody who's into sports loved watching him, and it sucks that he's gone. We got to realize that
Oh, Fatty.
Oh man, sorry. I'm about to cry, man.
I know, but now I gotta edit the show.
You don't have to. Anyways,
Sorry, man. You got to put it down.
Close for the very end.
Anyways, rip Stuart Scott. Love everybody around you. Give everybody hugs. Life's too short.
Yes, agreed. Crush.
All right. Once again, thanks for having me on the show. It's good to be back. Must be doing something right. 2 weeks in a row. I don't know, but yeah, this weekend was a lot of fun. I got to watch not only COD but Halo and some thrilling and entertaining matches and some great footage from those matches. So I was just really excited. Great times. Good time to be alive.
It's because you. Oh my gosh. Somebody tweeted me a picture of you, Crush, if you want to see how your camera looks on.
What is it, that bad?
It's horrible. It's horrible.
This is the worst.
Oh wait, he tagged you. TweetDeck is frozen or something though.
Dude, what is going? My camera has never been that bad. It's
You
Goalie's
have
fault.
literally been a big ball of peach fuzz this entire time.
Look like I don't even know what I just to describe myself as. I look like
I think Peach Fuzz was like the perfect.
an walk.
Oh man, I hate that Twitter is frozen. I can't see anything.
Hey, that's 8 more pixels than they had 100 years ago. So
There you
you're doing something right.
All right.
8-bit crush.
So anyway. Oh wait, Hitch, it's your turn.
Potato cam.
Jesus, might as well just turn this thing off now.
It's the reason why you're on the show 2 weeks in a row is because you look like Scumpy, and he just won an award, and people think you resemble him in the future. So I was like, I gotta have him on.
I can deal with that. I also got the little version of him as well.
Oh, that's true. You do have the little
Hey,
Scumpy.
I actually have a little Scumpy too.
This is weird. Mom of Scump, we need to have a talk.
Oh,
right.
She's awesome, by the way. She's like one of the most.
It's your turn.
Wow.
Can I turn my camera off now? Is that okay?
This has been the strangest STiKS I have ever been on.
Go ahead, Hitch. It's your turn.
Somebody just asked how old is Hitch. I turned 22
Bang, bang.
on the 7th. So in
such a
2
baby.
days.
Happy birthday, Hitch.
2 days
From the
is my birthday. So first of all, thank you guys so much for watching the Optic Intel content that we had over the course of this event. We're going to sit down as a team and figure everything out that we're going to do in between events and hopefully get a schedule going with that. So if you guys could just check that out every once in a while, that would really mean a lot. Thank you, Kingdom, for having me on. Big things coming. Thank you for putting out a t-shirt and hoodie for myself to wear, and I can model it. And also, I have all of my rap battle bars for Kingdom in my phone. And so now the only thing that is stopping us from rap battling is he's scared. I think that's the only
Scared?
thing.
He's scared.
I think Kingdom
And
is scared.
Is that a phone wallet that you have there?
It's a wallet.
Wait, you
A
really have
phone
a
wallet.
phone wallet?
Yeah.
Youngsters.
Goes in his purse.
Oh.
Right,
Just
Thank
kidding. I'm just teasing you. It's a merce. It's a merce.
All right. My name is Kingdom_Soldier. And oh guys, stop it in the chat with the mom of Scump. Why did I say anything?
She's awesome. Leave her alone. She's
It's
awesome.
really getting inappropriate over there. Oh, so thank you for having me on the show, Kingdom. I really appreciate it. This was it's always a pleasure. Congratulations, Hitch, on Optic Intel. I think you did a great job. Fantabulous. I can't wait to see that channel grow. Because the content, I don't know what kind of content you guys are going to produce in between events, but I'm sure you've got your mind wrapped around all kinds of cool stuff. And congratulations, Crush and Fatty, on having kids that resemble someone who has 1 million subscribers on YouTube. You can make videos with your kids and then tweet it out and say it's Little Scumpy. Oh, it's 5:26. My babysitter was like, "Where are you?" So I probably should get off of here. But no. Last thing I'll say is that Todd is becoming unpredictable, except for Optic. So I'm going to continue predicting Optic to win. That's just my personal opinion, and I'm sticking to it. This is Kingdom, Crush, Hitch, that's knocked out on stream. Okay, he's back awake. And Fatty, and we will see you next week on the STiKS. Don't forget, tomorrow I'm interviewing Money B, Optic Imbos. I'll tweet out about that tonight and tomorrow. Get your shirt, subscribe, follow, rate, comment, and don't be a detriment. Goodbye.